Hi, this is a webinar on the administrator features in the student and parent views on the ThinkWave system. First, go to the student screen. Here's where you can add a student for your school, and below you can add custom fields, free text, pull-downs, etc. To add a student, click on the Add Student button on the top left. The student ID is automatically added. You can add name, address, etc. You can enroll them in classes here, but it might be easier to add them using the Classes screen. I'll get to that in a moment. To import students in bulk, go to the Setup tab. Under the Import/Export section, there's a link for Import Students, and there's an Import Student wizard. We'll go into more detail on that feature in another video. Back to the Students tab. As an administrator, you can visit the student account. We'll look at that later. Here you can upload a photo, and the student ID is the code that connects the data year to year. This allows you to do a full transcript with the ID being rolled over into the next year. Enrollment dates are where you can change the student enrollments. You can change a student from one class to another. You can add a student in late add, and you can remove a student from a class in early withdraw. As long as the withdraw date is before the last day of the term, then the grade does not show up on the report card. For instance, if a student has gone through a class for an entire semester and then withdraws from the class, it's handled in two different ways depending on when they withdraw. If a student is present for the last day of the term, then the class is on the transcript and report cards. But if they are withdrawn before the last day of the term, then the class doesn't show up on the transcript and report card. That way you can keep their attendance records and all their work while still showing that the student doesn't get a transcript mark for the class. In the transfer history, this is an area where you can put the transcript data from your school or other schools. To do that, click Add School, then add the year, add classes, and manually type in information. For class enrollment, click the Edit link to the right. Then you can add the student in all the different courses. If they are added late, you can click Edit on the icon on the right, or the early withdraw. There's an ability to create groups of students, like athletes, band, and baseball. You can select specific groups so you can print out reports on just those groups. Also, you can create custom fields that will be relevant to just those students. The Files area is where you can upload additional files about students. You can upload PDFs, Excel, or other outside information that you keep on students. And they stack up here with all the files that you can access. If you click on the Edit button for Parents and Guardians, this will give you the Parents and Guardians access, where you can add or edit parents or guardians associated with those students. You can have one parent access multiple students or have multiple parents access one student. This can be edited for whatever situation you need. To invite a student to access their grades online, there are a couple ways to do it. One is to invite them individually. Here at the lower right, by student account, click the print icon to print out the invitation, or click the email icon to email the invitation. Or a better way is to invite all the students at once, by going to the Setup tab, then clicking on the right Online Access and Invite, and then you can access the emails for all the students at the same time. You can click Email Selected or Print Selected. If the student doesn't receive the invitation, or if it ends up in the spam folder, then you can resend the email individually here, or print out the invitation and hand them out. Here on the bottom right, you can suspend the student online access or reset the account. In order to suspend the account, click the Pause Access button here on the lower right, and then to restart the account, you would just click it again. In order to reset the account, you click the X inside the circle here. So for instance, if a student forgot their account name and password, you can reset it here and they can select a new student name and password. In order to delete a student, they have to be withdrawn from all their classes. The custom field data and everything below the comments line would also have to be deleted in order for the student to be removed from the system. When everything is removed, you can go ahead and click the Delete button at the lower left. This would delete the student name from the data file. To create custom fields for the student file, you can create a custom field that just goes on the Students tab below, or create custom fields that go in a separate tab. To create a custom field, go to the top right and click the pull-down menu selecting New Custom Field. type in the name of the field, there are 4 different fields that can be created. Right now we're creating a short text field, but you can also create a long text, predefined choice, and a date field. A predefined choice is something like gender, so male or female. And for the predefined choice, you can add the choices below, then click Save. And here you can select who it applies to, like all students, students in a specific grade, or students in a specific group, like a baseball team. Once you create those fields, they'll appear in the bottom of the Students tab. If you want to organize them in tabs, you can create a custom tab, like this medical one at the top. To create a custom tab, click Customize at the top right and New Custom Tab, then enter the type of tab you want and where you want it to appear, then click Save. To edit an existing tab like Medical, first click on the tab, then click Edit Tab from the Customize pull-down on the top right, then the Edit button next to the custom fields. And here you can add or remove the custom fields in the tab. And once they're added, you can move them around in order of the custom fields by dragging and dropping. Then click Save. And these custom fields can be printed out on report cards and transcripts. And there's additional reports where you can export the custom fields and data along with student names in a CSV format or a printable PDF format. The Parents and Guardians tab is next. You click here, and as mentioned before, you can have multiple parents connected to one child, or one parent connected to multiple children. Once you choose the name of the parent on the top right, you can edit the students associated with that parent by clicking here on the drop-down menu. That allows you to quickly select the student. Then, when the parent logs in, they can see both of the children on their login. To add a parent, click Add Parent in the top left. Then fill out the information like name, address, etc. Then add the students they're related to on the bottom and click Save. For example, you can enter the names individually here or add Mr. and Mrs. Adams, and that would connect them in. To invite parents to access the grades, you can do that individually here by printing or emailing it. Or you can do it in bulk by going to the Setups tab and inviting the parents in bulk. In the Setup tab, click Invite on the top right. You switch the top left from Student to Parent in the drop-down menu, and then you have access to all the parents here, and here you would enter the emails if they haven't been entered already. Then you can email or print out the invitations. Now go back to the Students menu and then to the Parents tab. Like in the Students tab, if you want to suspend or reset a parent account, you can do it here on the lower right. On the bottom left here is the Delete button, so you can delete a parent's account just like in the Students tab. And these are some of the features that you have in the student and parent view with the ThinkWave system. Thanks for watching.